guys, so I'm here to finally talk about my top books of 2025. So I have been taking a lot longer to film things at the moment. Like, I was sick for about 3 weeks in January, so that is a factor, but I also just have a lot of build up of videos that I've been wanting to get out because it took me a while to get, like, you know, my rare vlog done and my rare haul done, and then I have other videos that also need to come out. Like, I have another ball vlog from December that I need to edit, but I thought I should prioritize a couple of, like, start of year, end of year things, even though it's only really like this and my reading journal video, which I just uploaded, that is kind of pressing, but we're trying. But I also have been uploading videos on my other channel, which I have had a name change to Travels with Abby. I think it flows nicer and I just like it a lot more, so I can link that down below if you want to go check it out. Because me and the girls had like a whole whirlwind trip around Australia for like 2.5 weeks. It was a time, and there was a few vlogs coming out. I was also sick for that. I had a vomiting bug for one of the days, which I wanted to die. And then we did lots of other things. We went across 4 states. We just did a lot of exciting things. I knew I haven't talked about as much of this stuff because a lot of my filming is not linear anymore. Like, I've been very out of sync. Like, I still have videos that I filmed over a year ago that need to be uploaded and I haven't done it. And you'd think I'd have time, but it's just, last year I was very busy and unmotivated, and I probably will be the same way this year because I actually went and had a look and I only posted 22 videos in 2025. Around that number. I used to post 3 a week, which would be about 100 videos a year. So that is crazy to me. But I waffle. We know this. We know. But it's just like, when I haven't seen you and actually done this, I feel like there's so many things to talk about. But today's video is talking about my favourite books of the year. And I know you're expecting it to be my top 15 of 2025. But we are scrapping it, okay? Because did you know 2025 is my 10th year anniversary of BookTube, and I've decided I'm going to change things a little bit because I only read 31 books this year, and I have to say this was actually a pretty mid reading year because there's not that many that I like would class as a favourite. Like, there's books that I enjoyed but wouldn't put them on the list, and I just got to the point where I'm like, why am I making this video where I'm talking about books that aren't really favourites and I know I've read better books in previous years? It just seems like a waste. And just considering in 2024 I also read 31 books and I did the 15 books of the year, and there was definitely books on that list that I was like, and I've actually gone through all of my Goodreads of this because I made shelves on Goodreads for the top 15 of each year, and I've actually gone through and taken out books from every single shelf to have a more well-rounded idea of what my favorites are each year. And I actually went through all of my old videos and I took out things and I rearranged and I figured out what I liked and didn't like, and, you know, made it a better list. So what we're gonna do from now on is just top books of the year. So for this video I have 6, which is so bad. Like, it doesn't seem great, but I mean, out of 31, 6 is a good number. But the good thing about this video idea now is, like, next year, if I read 29 favourites, then the video is going to be about all 29 of them books. And if I only read 2 favourites, then the video is only going to be about them 2 books. So that is where we are at. And I'm still going to rank them from, like, lowest to highest because I do like doing that. But I am excited to talk about all my faves and finally get this out there. I can finally update the Goodreads shelf. Like, it's been sitting at 0 for like a month now, and I'm like, oh, gotta get my shit together. But I'm excited to talk about all the books that I really enjoyed this year, and please tell me what your favourite books of the year were as well. I feel like there might be some similar ones, but I just felt like, was there a vibe? Like, did people feel that reading wasn't as great last year? Because that's like how I felt, and it's not like I was reading a lot of new books. Like, yes, there's most of these are new books, but like, I was still reading books from my TBR that are a bit older. It's just, the vibe wasn't it for me in 2025, and I don't know if the vibe's coming back this year, because I've only read 2 books so far in 2026 and it is February. But anyway, let's get into it. So number 6 on my list, I am going to mention Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. I liked this. Like, the audiobook was really fun, and this is a very polarizing book because some people love it and some people hate it, and I loved it. And I'm sorry, I'm a basic bitch, but like, a shadow daddy is like kind of always going to make me happy. Like, I just love them. I love these characters and they're so mysterious, and they want to protect their girls, and it just makes me happy. And I just generally loved the idea of this like game challenge where you have to go through different floors of this house, and there's different types of challenges, and some of the challenges were actually really kind of scary. Didn't like them as much, and some were kind of really gross, some were fun, some were like, you know, I would die if I had to do any of these. I don't think I'd make it. I'd just drop, I'd be gone, I'd quit. But Ophelia really did like a good job in my opinion. And I just liked Blackwell. Like, what a name. What a name. If you haven't picked up this book yet, I would recommend. I haven't read the sequel yet, and I know I really should, but I just had a lot of fun with this. Next, I'm going to mention Two Can Play by Ali Hazelwood, so another audiobook, and this was an audiobook exclusive for the longest time, but then the physical print has only just come out in the last week, and there's a bonus chapter in there from the guy's perspective of when they first met, and I kind of want to read the book, but I don't know, is there going to be a special edition of this come out? Like, I'm kind of holding back from that, but anyway, anything that Ali Hazelwood writes, I'm going to be obsessed with, and this was just a baby book. It was like about 5-hour audiobook, so I decided to listen to it, even though I haven't listened to a lot of her old discovery because I've been really slack. I do want to try and make an effort to actually catch up on Ali Hazelwood books because I'm just never reading them at the time when the hype is, so it's just a problem. But I just liked it. It's like these two rival gaming companies have to build a game together. They decide to send everyone on this like weekend retreat in this like snowy mountains cabin vibe, and they all hate each other, and especially the main characters whose names I cannot remember and I did not Google before this video, but it's obviously, you know, common Ali Hazelwood. There's a very big buff tall man. There's a misunderstanding that gets understood later in the book, and I really liked it, and I'm always going to love her romances because she just has a way with how she writes. Like, it just makes me happy. Number 4 on my list is Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I was probably a little too excited when I found out that she was writing a new book because I've been missing these type of stories in my life. And like, yes, these aren't connected in the same world of like the Daisy Jones, the Evelyn Hugo, the Carrie Soto is here, and the Malibu Rising. Like, those 4 are connected. Like, this is a new story, and I loved it. Like, I think it doesn't really matter what the theme of the book is, I'm going to be invested in this story and these characters because she has a way of building these histories up so that you really feel like you know these people, you know their motivations and the reasons why they want to get to the place that they're trying to get to. And I just think it's done so well. Like, even within a few paragraphs you can feel like you understand a character a lot more, and I just think it is the best type of storytelling that I've ever read. But Atmosphere is a space romance, and it is set in like the 60s, and it's all Houston, we have a problem, and there's like obviously missions going wrong, and there's just about women becoming astronauts and, you know, women falling in love. It's so good. Like, I love the way she writes so much, and I just appreciate this story so much. And it's also just, you know, the burden of family and about having to exist and just like the why of the world. Like, I loved it so much. Like, it was such a beautiful novel, and I appreciated it so much. I really, really enjoyed it, and I just highly recommend listening to this book, even if you haven't read any of Taylor Jenkins Reid's books. Like, I've read all of them because I'm obsessed. So I recommend. Number 3 on my list is actually going to be Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. So I fucking hated I Am Flame, I will say at this point. Like, I found it so boring. It was so slow. Everyone was pissing me the fuck off, like, in that book. And I was like, oh, like, I know this book came out and I was excited, but I was concerned. This is so much better. Like, Fourth Wing is still gonna be the best book in the series for me. Like, I don't think she's gonna top the dynamic and the vibe, and it's just like things are getting a lot more complicated in the story. But it was so simple. It was just hopping islands and doing adventure things, and it was just very like down to earth. Like, yes, bad shit was happening, obviously, but we had a bit more, you know, actually talking to each other. No miscommunication as badly as some books in this fucking series, but I have to put it on here because I appreciated it. I cried, and you know I don't cry. Like, I vlogged this and I was like sobbing so hard I had to stop reading the book because like I couldn't see. My head hurt. Like, that hurt me. Like, this instantly gets a 5 stars for actually brutally breaking me. Books don't normally do that. Like, I literally can count, like, this and Crescent City are like the only books I've cried in. like, I'll cry in the book to movie adaptation, but I just, because my brain doesn't show me what's going on. So for me to cry, it has to be really, really sad. It has to really basically break me. But I have been pretty chill, you know, waiting for book 4, because we know Rebecca Yarros was taking time, taking a break, focusing on her contemporaries, and people have been like so mad about it. And it's like, she's allowed to have a life. Like, Sarah J Maas though is like, it's been so long that I'm at the point that I don't really care anymore. Like, I used to care so much, but it's like, what was the other, what was it, Quarter Silver Flames? That came out like, what, 5 years ago at this point, and we haven't even had an inkling anything. Like, at least Rebecca Yarros has been pretty upfront about getting back into writing and into editing and publishing her other books and just being present. Like, I haven't even heard from Sarah J Maas in that many years, like, and it's all post through Bloomsbury. Like, nothing has really come from her. Like, I think there was that, like, what, that one snippet of being like, book 6. I don't even think it's been written yet. I don't know. But like, all of these authors that I used to read all the time, like even Cassandra Clare, like, obviously it's been a hard time trying to get her series back out in the world again when she's been like one of the most popular authors, which I don't understand. But it's like, it's coming back. Like, Wicked Powers is going to be here soonish, like maybe this year, maybe next year, but like, she's finally getting that like following and being in the world again of things. And it's just like, sometimes it just takes a while for publishing to get there. But it's nice that we have Rebecca as like a newer author that's just giving us what we want, even though it's taking time. But I still think, take your time to write a perfect book. Like, Crescent City 3 was rushed and it was a different book than what she originally wrote. So I still would like to know what was actually meant to happen, not what we got. But God, I'm going on a rant here. Like, I need to calm down, but like, this was a good book. Number 2 on my list is The Other Brother by Tierney Page. I hadn't even heard of this book until we were at Babe, and Sacha was like, oh, I'm gonna go line up at this table to get a free ARC. And I was like, I haven't heard of this person, but did you say a free book? And yeah, once I found out that it was like, oh, she was engaged to one brother, he's not a great guy, and then she ends up going to the other brother. So I had fun. Like, I feel like some people could read this and think that the writing's a bit juvenile and a bit boring, and I do see that. Like, there is a little bit of a vibe that I can understand if someone didn't like this book, but I just had so much fun with it. And like, it was one of the first books I read in like months. Like, yes, I picked up so many books from Babe, but like, I was excited reading this, and I have the ARC, and I'm actually really bummed because obviously I got this ARC at Babe, I got book 2's ARC at Rare, but now there is no signing on the horizon for the 3rd book, which means I won't have a matching ARC, and I don't know how to feel about that. Like, I'm so sad. Like, I really wanted to collect all 3, and it's gonna look weird if I have the 3rd book just in the normal edition. Like, I like my ARCs, but I will have to read it because I found out that some things happened with another character in the book that I didn't expect, and I'm like, oh, your book's intriguing me, but I need to read book 2, which I will do. I really liked April, and I really liked her journey of discovery because she didn't realize how in a pit she was with her ex-fiance. Like, he kind of controlled everything in her life, and she really didn't have a chance to be herself anymore. And it was like, it's just, I don't think I'd ever want this to happen in a relationship, that you just lose yourself because you're so focused on the other person, and you don't even realize, like, the things that they want become the things that you want without you realizing, but like in a toxic way. Like, obviously you want to hype each other up and be there for each other, but sometimes it's a very fine line. And not from my experience with romance, but from reading books and, you know, the people around me, there's a very fine line between it being wrong and it being good. And he's a rock star. Does that help anyone? Like, he plays music and it's pretty cool. I really like the guy. James is his name. I don't remember anything. But like, yes, my ARC's signed. It's just beautiful. One of my treasured books now. But I really liked it. And then number 1 on the list is going to be a shock to no one, but Revive Me by Nikki Castle. So I actually read the ARC of this because I signed up for like an ARC team thing that has since shut down, which is probably better for me because I was getting very stressed because I couldn't read the books on time, and I signed up for this thinking I could do it, and then I really couldn't. But I read one of my favorite books through it, and that makes me so happy. And the best thing is that Nikki Castle was at Babe, so I got to meet her and she signed this book. I bought this at the event because I read an ebook as an ARC, and I got to tell her how much this book meant to me, and that really made my whole entire time at Babe, because my favorite book of the year, I got to talk to the author. I got to talk to 2 of my favorite authors of the year. 3 technically, because I saw Rebecca Yarros in 2024. Like, authors are coming here, and it's actually making me so happy, because Nikki Castle's from America and had to like do the biggest trip to get here, was very jet lagged, but like that's a realization I've just had that is so crazy. Dream would come true if I ever got a chance to meet Ali Hazelwood. I literally think I might die. But I loved this. So Roman, our main guy, was a boxer in the prime of his life, and then he got a very severe injury that meant his lower body was paralyzed, which is an injury that he was possibly able to come with physical therapy, but he fell into such a dark pit and a hole that he refused. So it's been 2 years since then, and like, I mean, at first he did try, but then, you know, he's just been so disappointed that he's never going to be able to box again, and then he doesn't think life's worth living because he can't do what he wants, so he's very much let himself go. And then he meets Liliana, who is a physical therapist, and like probably his 20th physical therapist, and she's the first person to ever actually get through to him and to get him to try, which is all she wants to do. There is an issue too, right? Is 2 years ago they met each other out on the town, and they had a moment, and there was a whole vibe, and he was gonna see her again, and then the accident happened, so they did know each other. But the development and the growth in this book, as they get to know each other even more, and they get to understand each other, and how he has to think of new ways to cope and to really think about life, and how he changes his ideals on what he thinks his life is worth and what he thinks he's worth. And like Liliana really struggling with the whole idea of like, you know, patient doctor like relationship and what shouldn't be done. And obviously they do fall in love in the background, like we know that what romance books, they're gonna fall in love, like that's not a spoiler, but it's just, it was such a beautiful book. And these characters do deeply mean a lot to me, and I just loved it so much. Like, if anyone would pick this book up and then come and talk to me about it, because like no one I know has read it, and I just have been alone in my feelings. Like, I need someone to read it so then they can be like, oh my god, like I need it so bad. So I've only got 4 of the books on me right now, but I am happy with the 6 favorites that I had of the year. Obviously I would be happy if there was more books that like really made me happy, because it seems to be that I only read books quicker when they make me happy, and like that's a pretty given, right? But like I just keep struggling. Like, I'll feel motivated to read one book and then I don't read for 3 weeks, and then I'm like, oh, I better read something. It's a struggle. Like, this reading slump really is killing me slowly and painfully, quite frankly, but I'm happy with the books that I was able to read this year. But anyway, guys, oh Jesus, no, I'm not losing my books. Anyway, I hope you all have a great day. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.